What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Riley. That's Nick over there. Today we are going to go over Nightmare on Elm Street remake versus original. Before we do, just a friendly reminder: we do indeed have a membership program. I can't exaggerate enough when I say that keeps channel alive. Without members, like, we couldn't make videos consistently. It's just that easy. I've had to explain that a lot recently, so I feel like I need to reiterate that. So for as low as $2 a month, you can directly support the channel and get some exclusives on the way. Click the join button below or the link at the top of the description. Thank you so much. And for all members already out there, thank you. All right, let's talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. So we've done one of these before, but I think I was too nice because I didn't want to offend anyone that liked the remake, and I'm done doing that. If you like the remake, that's fine. I don't care. If you like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, fine. But I'm not holding back anymore on it. It's one of the worst remakes in the history of not just horror remakes, but remakes in general. It's disgusting. It makes me sick. It stinks.
Yeah, you have a masterpiece like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and then seriously, that shit?
Yeah, it's bad. It's rough. It is a disgusting film for a handful of reasons. So, like, first of all, what makes the original good? What makes the original Nightmare on Elm Street good?
Yes.
A lot of it's simplicity, it's practical effects, it's relatable characters, it's suspense, and it's using the dream world to its advantage.
Yes.
So, first, if we just start with the acting alone, you got a lot of all-stars in there. First of all, Johnny Depp is in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, a lot of people just totally don't notice that that's Johnny Depp or don't know what his first film was, but the first film ever for Johnny Depp, his debut film, was Nightmare on Elm Street. And he's adorable. He's cuter than ever, and he won Sexiest Man Alive, in like 2016 or something like that.
Something like that.
Listen, that was a time when he was actually he was a dime. He's got everyone always references the jersey too, like the number 10, like in that jersey.
Yeah.
But no one ever realizes it's Johnny Depp. It's Johnny Depp. He's fantastic. Of course, Heather Langenkamp being one of the better final girls, overlooked a lot, but the fact that like Heather Langenkamp's a very attractive woman, right? But she isn't one of those that's like out in your face, super hot, stuck up. Like that could kind of come across in some of these final girl roles. And Heather Langenkamp isn't that case. Nancy is not that final girl. She's smart, and the fact that she actually is able to set up traps and take down somebody within a dream world. First of all, to think of the fact that she could pull him out of the dream world, take him out, and then have traps set up for him when she does, like that's final girl quality at the max. It's almost like parroting Final Girls, like you see the movie in the Final Girls where they set up a bunch of traps like that. Like Nancy did that, but it was real.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there isn't really that cheesy 80s slasher performance dip in really any of the actors there. Yeah,
for sure. And you know why Nightmare on Elm Street, like, it did something different than a lot of the slashers before it did? It was having a character, a killer, that talked,
yes,
and was able to use his voice as a weapon, and like that at the time, like, this is God, like that's pretty scary. That was before Freddy was funny, right? Still being an asshole and cracking at the people that he's attacking, but that was scary,
right?
Then the arms spread across the street. There's just a lot of memorable moments in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, definitely. Even like you said, before Freddy was funny, he was more terrifying.
Yeah, it's a genuinely scary movie. And I said when I talked about, I don't even remember what video that was. Oh, it was ranking the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I said that my fiance wouldn't watch it because, like, the idea of being, you have to sleep, man. Like, you can't avoid it.
Right.
And she still won't watch it.
That was one where, I mean, obviously we weren't alive in the 80s, but back in the 80s, like, people were scared to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. It was like The Exorcist and Nightmare on Elm Street were the two big movies that nobody wanted to watch because they were scared.
And The Shining.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still, to this day, it's effective because of the use of the dream world and the fact that it follows the rules, right? It's kind of, I always said where Nightmare on Elm Street 2 tends to lack is the fact that it doesn't follow the rules very well.
Yeah.
Because he comes out of the dream world for no real reason. Nightmare on Elm Street, it follows its rules, it stays consistent, and it's got scary moments on the way. Like being in the body bag and the body bag being dragged away, that's scary. And, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake lacks this because when it recreates these scenes, it's not doing enough creatively to make them memorable. So like the best example of why the remake fucks up is the classic scene in the original, right? Nancy's sleeping above her head. Freddy comes out of the wall and knocks a cross off onto her bed and wakes her up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's simple. All they did was have Robert Englund push through a nylon like sheet. Like, it was nothing. It was simple. A simple practical effect. In the remake, they do this really garbage CGI effect where Freddy comes out of the wall and he's looping down around the bed, and it is horrible. It's horrible. And that pretty much sums up the entire film and where they went wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, in the original, like, Freddy coming through the wall was not meant to scare her.
No.
It was meant to
scare us.
And then what actually, startled her was the cross.
Just the cross falling on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's simple and it's effective.
Yeah.
And, like, the remake went super complicated and it didn't fucking work. And it's...
You're
like,
distracted.
Yeah, and it's just bad CGI in general. There's a lot of flaws in the remake with bad CGI.
It's really hard to look at that and say, oh, it was cool to have that homage. Because it was just done so poorly.
Yeah, there's a couple, like, the remake's bad. Okay, it's written bad because, like, first of all, the whole child molestation thing, while it's hinted at in the original, it's always been hinted at in the original, it was never, like, truly said.
Right.
It was never said that Robert or that Freddy did that. But, like, in the remake, it's very explicit, and it's like, I don't know, like, it's the kids think that they lied about it, which why the fuck would a kid that young, why would they even think that they had the ability to lie about such an act? Like, especially so many kids, like, yeah, my teacher's touching me. Like, that many kids came forward and they thought they would lie about it together to get the... I just don't understand the motive behind their teen characters of thinking that their younger selves lied about it. Also, I don't understand why none of them remember each other. Right? Like, so there's a big drive in here that they don't remember each other, but they all went to preschool and kindergarten together. How do you... Like, I remember people I went to preschool with and people I went to kindergarten. Maybe, I don't know. Like... I just don't get that. Like, how would you not know at all? And you're still in the same... They're still in the same town.
Right.
Not a big town. It's just one of those things that bothers me. I don't understand how you don't remember that you went to school with each other, but okay, I get it. And all their classmates, like, because it was a large... Like, he's got a big-ass book there, and all their classmates don't know it. Whatever.
Yeah. There was recently an article about the original script for the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and...
It was a lot better.
It was a lot better and really interesting. We wish we would have got that.
Yeah, like, it actually seemed to do some things right and work with some scares correctly. And I think, like, this is another flaw of the remake, is the fact that Nancy truly... Her introduction's shit, all right? And she really doesn't become the main character until 30 minutes into the film. It's kind of like Psycho, but, like, stupid, all right? It's basically that. Like, we start following one character... who, I don't know why I'm zoning out her name. Come on, Gary. The chick that... I'm talking about the actual actress name. The chick that plays Ruby in, in Supernatural. Whatever. Tina's a character name. I don't know why... Whatever. Not important. Irrelevant.
I'm going to get it.
Irrelevant. But
Nope.
she's the main star for a good chunk of the movie.
Chris?
It's Chris in the remake. It's Tina. She's playing Tina in the original.
Yeah, that was Katie Cassidy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's like the main person we're following for 30 minutes of the film. Then she gets the thrown around the room death.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think this is one the remake actually does pretty well. I think it's actually a little bit... It could be more effective than the original is. I think that's the one scene where I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, because when they, like, launch her into the air, then they have the claw go down her chest, and then she just falls back flat in the bed. That's pretty effective.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, you follow her. You start to like her. You're finally... That's like one of the most developed characters in the movie. Then she gets killed off with the bed scene. Right. And now we go on to Nancy, who's not developed very well, who is just an annoying waitress, very dull, very boring.
That's the problem. She wasn't developed in the same way in the original. You don't know if you're supposed to root for her now.
Yeah, and she I forgot, what's her... You still have it open? You still have IMDb open over there? What's her name that plays Nancy?
Rooney Mara.
Okay, Rooney is actually talented as fuck, and went on to win awards in a bunch of shit. She's been in some good things.
Yeah,
She's done big things, all right? So I don't know why she sucks so bad in the remake. I think she's got a bad script and just didn't know how to work with it or some reason. The dude that plays Quentin's fine, but that's the only character you can even like remotely relate to. And like he's trying to build this relationship with Nancy, who you don't really like. So you're stuck in a weird spot there. It's just, God. I do think I'm trying to find redeeming factors of the remake. I think there's one cool scene where they're in the grocery store and they're sleepwalking, right? And I think that's actually because that's truly what happened.
Yeah.
If you were so exhausted, you would start to sleep when you're awake. You would start to dream when you're awake, quote unquote. It's a little more complicated than that. But yeah, when they're falling asleep and then the dream world is becoming the grocery aisles and you're still in the boiler room as well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And another thing, Jackie Earle Haley is a shining.
Yeah, everyone. I imagine people are already like thinking about commenting that's a redeeming factor of the remake. It is.
Yes.
There's other people that are like, no, it's not Robert. It sucks. Or yeah, it's Jackie Earle Haley is the only redeeming factor truly of the movie. He's great.
Yeah.
Like the makeup's kind of shitty. Like I know they were going for like a more realistic burn scar. I get it. All right, but yeah, I could look past that because of his acting is great, and like he just was given a bad movie to work with. He was given a bad script to run with.
Right. My favorite Freddy is Robert Englund.
Yeah, of course.
It's okay to like more than one thing.
Yeah, I think he did fine. If you're going to have to fill the shoes of Robert, he was a good fit. It just like it didn't really work out for him because he got a shitty script to work with and a bad movie.
Right.
So the remake's a mess.
Yeah, other than that, is there any other pros?
I don't. It's just not good. They focus so much on the fact that he's a child molester that we miss out on the fact that he's just a fucking serial killer demon, like taking up dreams. We just kind of we miss the relatability of teenagers who are having adults around them that don't believe them. We miss that a lot.
Yeah,
that the original has.
Yes.
Like, there's just a lack of relatability in the remake. It's a poor writing. There's no suspense. The CGI shit. And the characters are pretty garbage.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the worst horror remakes for those reasons. I could go on for hours about it. Truly. It's just not good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts. If we're gonna if this isn't really a review, it's just kind of a comparison. But if I were to review them and give them numbers, I think the original Nightmare on Elm Street's 8.5, 9. It always deserves to be up there. I think it's Wes Craven's best film.
Yeah, I give
or
it an
Scream
8.
is.
I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. You could argue it's either this or Scream is Wes Craven's best film. Some people argue others, but I think these are probably the two top dogs.
Yeah.
And then the remake, if I was going to rate it, I might give it a 3, a 4 if I'm feeling super generous, but a 3 seems pretty fair. Yeah, it's below average.
For all the pros we had, I'd say a 3 is generous.
Yeah, like Jackie Earle Haley gets a point. The bed scene gets a point. Grocery aisles get a point. Everything else can fuck off.
It's got a 5.2 on IMDb and a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, all right.
So
a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street fanboys will defend it like it's life or death.
Tomatoes has a 43% audience score though. So
that's about right.
Yeah,
I could. That's a
we're pretty
fair score.
Yeah, we're pretty spot on there.
I feel that. Okay, well, that's our thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. That's going to wrap today's video. We'll be back next week with another remake versus original for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that one won't be as much of a battle. We won't shit all over the remake in that one.
Right.
At least the remake we're talking about, that is. There's some other ones in this Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise that are pretty fucking bad.
Right.
All right, with that, that's going to wrap this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And, of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you next time.